Hello everyone and welcome to Santa Clarita's Real Estate Beat. I'm Jason Reno, this is Keith Reno, and we're with the Reno team of Wintrust Mortgage. We're super excited to have our guest on today, Brian Enns with the SCV Agents and Realty Executives.
Hey guys.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, glad to have it. Kind of like deja vu we were talking about earlier. We've done this once or twice before.
I know. And we're all such good friends and good business partners outside of work. It's awesome.
Well, let's have some fun.
Yeah,
we obviously have a great topic for us today in terms of contingent sales, buying, selling, what comes first. I mean, I think the first question that most of our audience has is, can I buy a new house with currently owning a house?
Yep. Yeah, you absolutely can. It's obviously a difficult process, but don't let that scare you away. You know, there's different ways of doing it, but first and foremost is obviously making sure that you're pre-qualified for the new home with these guys or another local professional. But you end up selling your house and then moving on to buy the new house. So there's different ways of doing it. You can obviously list your home first and then purchase your new house, or you can purchase a new house based on the contingency of selling your existing house.
So obviously the buyer has some options, and a lot of it, as you mentioned, when you get pre-qualified with us or with every lender, they'll let you know if you have to sell the house to qualify, or if you could possibly sell that house first and, keep that house while purchasing the new house, correct?
Oh yeah, that would obviously be ideal, but a lot of us know that's obviously difficult to do, because in order to qualify for 2 house payments along with the rest of your debt in your normal everyday life, that's a lot of times difficult to do.
Yeah. And I know, whether they're going to be keeping that current residence or they're going to be selling it. Most folks' probably biggest concern is they don't want their escrow deposit to be at risk, nor do they want to be homeless. So yes, there's various ways that it can be structured, and I think probably, certainly correct me if I'm wrong, but depending on their situation, some might want to list first before they find the property. Others might want to find the property. Kind of depends on what they currently have going on. But there's certain things that are involved within the contracts and the overall structure that protect them, making sure they're not going to be homeless or that the escrow deposit is going to be at risk, right?
Absolutely. Well, as far as the contingencies, that's your deposit on your new house. Protecting that is our utmost concern, because should the whole deal fall apart, a lot of times you have 3, 4, 5-legged deals where it's like a domino effect, where our number one goal is to protect your deposit should everything fall apart. And once it gets to that contingency period being up, that's usually towards the end of the escrow, and you're usually a little bit more protected there. But again, that's our number one goal, is protecting the deposit. The second part of that question is being homeless, being temporary homeless. That's obviously a huge issue, but it's all about how you write the contract, and that's why it's super important to have somebody with experience when it comes to not only real estate but contingent offers. And more importantly, putting together a great team.
Yeah, you want somebody with the experience to know ahead of time, okay, here's what needs to be done, as we've seen in a couple deals that we've even done together, where the seller will close escrow, but then has, this plus 3 days to leave the house, because obviously if they close escrow, then they have to close on their purchase, and if the agent isn't thinking ahead of basically, and doesn't leave them that 3 days, then, like as we said, they're homeless for a few days, and to move twice, to pay for movers twice, I mean, talk about a nightmare, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've actually seen a couple of transactions where, thankfully, they weren't the people that we represented. They didn't plan ahead as far as those extra days after the close of escrow, and moving trucks are backed in the driveways and they're staying at the hotel, and it's
no fun for what's supposed to be such a great thing in your life, buying a house, and it's just sucks all the fun right out of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's unbelievable. So the last thing you want to do, you don't want to lose the deposit in this. You don't want to be homeless, temporarily homeless. So it's just important to have a good agent that has experience in that, a good team of lenders that we can contact anytime throughout the day.
Because probably most of our viewers, if they've bought in the last 5 years, have never had to deal with this, or a first-time home buyer hasn't been in this type of market. This is a market that was probably 5 years ago. So I mean, we're familiar with it. We've been there, done that. But it's having the team that can educate that consumer that might not be familiar with it in the last 5 years.
Yeah, that's a great point. This happened a lot back 5, 6, 7 years ago. And then it kind of disappeared, and throughout the last 6 months it's starting to happen again. It's awesome. I mean, I love it. People are moving up from their townhomes into their single families, or small single families into larger ones.
It's great to see.
It's awesome, and everybody's happy. It's like a win-win.
Yeah, a lot of fun in today's market.
Yeah, absolutely. We love it.
Well, we thank you all for joining us today on Santa Clarita's Real Estate Beat. If you have any questions in regards to buying or selling your home, please contact Brian Enns at the SCV Agents and Realty Execs. It's thescvagents.com, correct, is the website. If you have any lending questions, don't hesitate to contact Keith and I at therenoteam.com or just renoteam.com. And we look forward to talking to everyone soon. You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Take it easy.